Hello, everybody. It's Randall from GoPakistan.com. I wanted to talk about the latest blog post that I just released. It is what to do when employees get praises and want unrealistic salary increments. In my company, I always encourage our clients to praise the employees that they have hired through us as often as possible. And we also have a company culture where we encourage praises to our employees as well, because I just feel that it really motivates the employees. It lets them know how much the company appreciates their hard work, and it just fosters a better morale around the office as well. So to me, it's very important to praise our employees, let them know when they do a good job, let the whole company know when somebody has earned a praise, so it just goes a little bit extra mile whenever other employees are coming around and congratulating the employee that earned the praise. So let's talk about what it means when sometimes employees get a little bit of a inflated self-value whenever they receive a lot of praises, and they feel that they can demand a higher salary increment whenever the salary review time comes around. And sometimes that is the case. They do deserve a better salary, a higher salary than the normal market rates, especially if they're a lower tiered salary when they come into the company. But sometimes you get employees that are higher paid. They're over market value already. And then they just have this overinflated ego about themselves based on all the praises that they've received throughout the year, and sometimes they just put themselves out of market rates for their salary. So in this article I talk about, if you're a services-based company like the company that I run, then you've got to be more careful upsetting the clients that have interfacing talks every day with the employee that you have. Those clients do get to a point where they are heavily reliable on your workers, and so it's not really always up to you to decide whether or not to give that raise. You have to talk with your client and make sure that the client is okay with you passing the cost on to them, because as a services-based company, you do have to maintain a healthy profit margin in order to pay everybody's salaries, pay all the overheads. So you can't just keep eating salary increments over and over without the help of a client, passing those rate increases on to the client to cover the cost. So clients do have to agree to it. If the developer or in our company we have software developers, but if the employee is a vital part of the client's organization, then they should have no problem with paying the higher salary costs in order to keep a stable situation with that client or with that employee. So do go to the client and ask them if that is something that they are willing to help with. If they are not willing to help, if they've also reached a point of the cost is higher than what it's worth, then sometimes those clients will tell you no. And then if they do tell you no, then you can present them the option of giving them a cheaper cost employee. However, they need to be aware of all of the pitfalls that could happen with that, and that would be sometimes if you replace a existing employee that is doing a fantastic job in a services-based model, then you run the risk of personality differences with the new employee. Maybe the client won't gel with the new employee, and then you have an issue where the client just can't work with the new employee. And so the risk of not paying the old employee the higher rates comes with paying a new employee cheaper rates, but not gelling and causing an issue with the relationship there. So in the article, I talk about some other issues that could arise from that happening. So in a product-based company, I do feel that product-based companies have a little bit more leverage, because those employees are working behind the scenes more often. They're not in front of the client. They're not in front of the customer. So as long as the product services company has written systems in place to easily train new employees that come in, then you have more leverage over these types of situations occurring, because new employees can come in, they can read the handbook, they can read the job description, they can read the systems that are in place for what they're supposed to do every day, and then it should take them just a few weeks to get up to speed and realize what they have to do. So replacing an employee in a product-based company is easier to do, so you have more leverage as a company when it comes to salary increment negotiations. Please read the article. If you have any other ideas or any other suggestions, please leave in the comments below on the article itself or on this YouTube video. And I look forward to interacting with all of you and sharing ideas. Thank you. Bye-bye.